Hello and happy day. So today I'm going to bring you the astrology forecast for the next week or so from March 19th to March 17th. And I know these are not typical weeks, but I'm doing this because it's from the third quarter phase to the new moon phase. So rather than honoring the traditional calendar that we work with, we're going to honor the moon cycles. So the third quarter phase is halfway between the full moon of that culmination of that harvest and the new moon of retreating and going inward. So the third quarter kind of calls us to stop and break it down and kind of move away from that production stage and more into that going within stage. So we're dealing with that today. If you're watching this today, I posted this March 9th. We're dealing with the unwinding and kind of settling into just letting things come to you and kind of having trust and faith, and not ungrounded faith though. It feels right. It's like this inner knowing because we are in Pisces season, so we're creating things that align with our soul, that align with our dreams, that align with the feeling that we're searching. And we're in Sagittarius moon phase. Sagittarius is optimistic, and it's the big picture, and it's journey, and it's like our compass where we're pointing it. So today we're kind of finding that alignment with the things we dream, the things we want, and what our soul wants and what our soul is asking for us, and kind of finding that alignment between the two. And between now and the next week, we're going to be moving into the new moon. And the new moon is when the sun and the moon are in the same sign, they're in the same spot, and you don't see the moon. The moon's the emotions. The moon's the inner self. The moon is the maternal giving birth, no matter what gender you are or what you have in terms of how you make life. We all have the ability to make life. We all have the ability to nurse things into life. We all have the ability to become pregnant and conceive ideas and give birth to those. And the new moon is retreating inward into that conception phase. It's when the sun, our creative force, and the moon, our emotions, are aligned. And they're aligned in Pisces. This is our dreams. This is our soul, our subconscious, what is calling us from underneath us. And if you struggle to be alone, if you struggle to listen to your soul, this might be a kind of hard period for you. You might find yourself disillusioned a little bit, unhappy with how things are. But it's not that you can't get to where you want to go. It's just this is the time to set the intention to conceive the idea of what you want. And when it comes time to the full moon, we can experience that culmination, that giving birth. But for now, it's really about conceiving that idea. And so spend time this week going within and figuring out what it is you want. What is it that you desire? What do you want to let go? What don't you want to bring with you? This is the last new moon of the zodiac cycle. So this cycle starts in Aries. So this is the last setting of intentions of the astrology year. So just what do you want? How do you want to finish off this winter period and give birth to this new Aries season? Because the next full moon we have will be in Libra, with an Aries sun, which is more of like taking steps and acting out in the world. And so just spend time feeling into that. What do you want to create? What do you want to put out into the world? What do you want to feel? And if you can, flood yourself with that energy, that feeling. If you want to feel good, if you want to feel happy, if you want to feel free, make yourself feel free. And then set the intention of bringing that outward into your life. Creating more freedom, creating more feeling good into your world, however that may look like for you. So the moon is this week in Sagittarius through Pisces, and Sagittarius is all about perspective and higher picture and kind of taking things farther and having more optimism. And like we know, we're in that third quarter of Sagittarius phase. Of course, there is the tension because it is third quarter. So normally Sagittarius is very optimistic, hopeful, really great energy, but we might be feeling a little bit discouraged in that. And so as long as we push through, we can find that hope and this encouragement and kind of learn a little bit. Our philosophies might strengthen and grow. From there, the moon's going to move into Capricorn, and I'll move into Capricorn on the 10th. And Capricorn, depending on where you're at in the world, but Capricorn energy is very disciplined. It's very in tune with high respect, and it's kind of not regal in the sense of Leo regal, but it does have the energy of I can lead, I have structure. I have something that's worth following. Capricorn energy gives back from what you've learned in Sagittarius phase to the world. So if there's something you want to do career-wise, this is kind of the energy you can sit into to plant seeds, nurse those ideas you have, maybe give birth to some ideas you have, but really tune into your energy that kind of chooses the best option for you. So at times we can pick things that, back in college, I used to call it like future me, and future me would hate if I did this or if I didn't do that. And so Capricorn energy is doing things that future me would really, really like, would really, really love. It's stepping up and it's growing and it's going through those growth spurts and elevating yourself to make things move more smoothly. So with this Capricorn moon energy, step into that. Step into bringing your energy higher and taking things farther and putting a little oomph in what you do. Have a higher regard for what you do in Capricorn moon. There might be tension of, oh goodness, I'm not doing enough. So the moon energy is still feminine. So it's still attracting. It's not doing. So attract the good energy and let it work for you rather than trying to force it if there's anxiety there. Once we go from Capricorn, we'll go into Aquarius a couple days after that. And that's going to be more setting you free. There might be something unexpected you feel really called to do. Things might pop up unexpectedly. Emotions might come up to kind of talk to you. And it's a good time to connect, give back, make big changes if you feel called to, but also make shifts into take your emotional energy and just move it forward in life. And rather than being hung up on something, it's to let it go. It can help you look at your emotions more intellectually rather than feeling wise. And while it's still good to feel your emotions, having that intellectual vantage point can help you solve some problems that you might be having. And then we're going to go into Pisces moon after that, right around the time of the full moon, or the new moon, excuse me. And that Pisces, it's dreamy, it's sensitive, it's internal, it's solitude, it's clearing, it's spiritual. And so you're going to be tuning into all that. You're going to be tuning into the feelings you have. And this time, instead of being intellectual about your emotions, you're going to be very sensitive. You're going to feel them deeply. And so this is that time to just, what is it that you feel? And can you tap into that? Can you tap into that and listen to that and do something with it, and do something with it, and that you attract something with it? You don't do. I put out the intentions. That's how you do. So that's going to be the signs they go through. So in terms of big planet changes, we don't have any planets switching signs this week or any planets going retrograde. Luckily, Mercury is in its shadow period, though, starting on the 8th, so a day ago. The shadow period is basically Mercury's going to go retrograde. It's going backwards to the zodiac. And right now it's going forward, but it's going over forward the parts that's going to be retrograded over. So when that happens is basically the up until now, until the 22nd, when Mercury goes retrograde, the things that come up are going to be elements and things and themes that are going to be brought up again in Mercury retrograde for a closer look. So just pay attention this week, what comes up mentally in terms of your routine, your job, your car, your health, your mind, your organization, your cleaning. You might find that you're kind of warring with some ideas. What do you want to do? What do you want to give birth to? Because it's an Aries. So what do you want to give birth to? And some ideas you have are great. Some ideas you're like, I don't know if I'm really aligned with this. And so feel into that. And if you take this time slow and if you take this time carefully, Mercury retrograde is not that bad at all. There's this huge fear and phobia of Mercury retrograde. Technology breaks, all this stuff goes wrong, blah, 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 blah. Planets go retrograde all the time. They go retrograde so we can have a closer look at the energy. So we can take an internal deep dive with what's going on. So don't be afraid. But rather kind of, if you take this energy here and work with it, it will allow you to, when it comes up, breathe right through it. And there might be some tension. There might be moments where you're like, I just want this to be over. My brain hurts. My mind hurts. I can't schedule anything, whatever. But because you prepared for it, you'll get through it just fine. And one of my favorite astrologers, Astrology. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I love her. She's very romantic in her astrology interpretations, but one of the things she always says around Mercury retrograde is that jellyfish have lived without their brains for eons. We'll be fine for a couple of weeks. So it's okay to have things discombobulated a little bit. You'll be just fine. We're a very mental world, but there's more than to you and your wisdom, your intuitive energy to your being than just your mind. You have your heart, your root, your sacral, solar plexus, your throat, third eye, crown. There's so much there besides just your mind. So kind of embrace that and see what else is there in terms of body wisdom. On the 11th, we will have Mercury square Saturn. This might be a tough mental day because Saturn is that pressure energy. And it's in Capricorn. So it really wants us to rise ourselves higher, bring ourselves up a bit. And Mercury in Aries is very impulsive and just wants to go and try new things and do new things. And there's a need to rein it in a little bit. And so there will be mental tension, but ask yourself, what do you really want out of today? What do you really want to achieve? What do you really want to do? And if you can kind of set that intention, you'll be surprised by your ability to push past that tension, push past the Saturn energy, and really step up and make something amazing. Like, it will be an amazing creation. So allow that to happen. If you feel tense, if it's struggling to get through it, I'm always here. You can hit me up on my page, book a reading, whatever. I'm always here. But don't be mad at yourself for having tension. It's normal. It's expected. But if you set your sights on getting through it, you will. You will. And this reminds me of something that my dad used to always tell me when he was younger. He used to run track and cross country, and he used to psych out his competitors, he's an Aries, by saying he loved running up hills because everybody hated running up hills, and he would love them, and it would throw them off their game. And so if you love this Saturn energy, if you love that square energy, if you're like, oh, I love challenges because it helps me grow, it makes me better, it makes that struggle harder, or it makes that struggle go away. It doesn't make it harder, it makes it go away. It makes it harder to feel like it's a struggle. And you might not have competition, but that philosophy of loving what is hard makes it easy. And you can just tell yourself you love it. You don't have to actually love it, but if you just try to love it, you'll be surprised what happens. On the 13th, we have Venus square Saturn. So where Mercury is our mind, Venus is our ability to relate with people, to balance with people, to find a sense of harmony with others. And it's in Capricorn. It's in Aries. I don't know why it's in Capricorn. It's in Aries. And so it is more impulsive. We are relating to other people in a very just instinctual way. We might all feel like the need to harmonize with other people, but we're kind of coming at with a raw expression. And so Saturn's energy of saying, hey, remember to strengthen up and rise up and show that strength and discipline and that higher energy for what you're doing, bring that to your relationships as well. And so you can still love with that fire energy. You can still be energetic and still be passionate about diving into new love and diving into that fiery expression of relationships and connecting with people, but do it with a higher intention of what the point is. Like, you're doing this to enjoy yourself because it's part of what you want out of life. That works. Versus, I just want to do this, I'm going to do it. So if you give yourself that reasoning, like what you're working to build, how does that help? If it's relaxation and rest, if it's connecting with a potential business partner, whatever it is, listen to that and allow it to kind of pave that way. You may find too that there's like a pull between like wanting to spend time with a partner versus getting work done. If you can find a way to do both at the same time, do so. If not, just schedule a little time for each and kind of make that work. Like I said, though, there's not a lot going on this week in terms of big, huge sign changes or whatnot. On the 17th, we have that new moon. So towards the end of this all, it's really just tapping into those feelings. What do you want? And I've been asking that a lot lately to so many people, and it's honestly a tough question because what if you don't know what you want? And so I like to get people to approach things from a feeling out point of view rather than a logical perspective. So it's like when someone asks you when you were younger, what did you want to be when you grow up? And you're like, a doctor, because I want to make money and help people. Well, the energy of making money and helping people might be what you're after, but doctor is not the right fit. So doctor never felt right to you. Maybe it did, but it didn't feel right to you, but it was kind of there. And so that's what you kind of pursued. And so we don't want that now. And now that there's not pressure to have to make a decision of what you have to do, it's like I can make the decision, or I can keep with the path I'm on. When you're in high school and younger and whatnot, you eventually do have to make a decision. You have to find somewhere into the world to kind of enter in. Now you have more freedom. You don't have that pressure. So you're not going on a path that doesn't feel right to you. You're just staying where you're at thinking, I want to do something, but I don't know which way I want to go. So feel into what it is you want. Feel into that. If it's you want to make money and help people, which that's fine. Like, it's not a bad thing to make money for helping people. Feel into how you want to do that. There's lots of ways to help people. There's tons of ways to help people. So feel into what feels right in terms of helping others, and find that if what you really want is happiness, if what you really want is joy and creativity and laughter, find that. And so that may make it easier for you to pick what is actually genuinely yours, what you want in your life, versus what people kind of taught you should want and expect. Because doctor is like 5-star society approval, but what you might want might really rub your family the wrong way, or your peers, or whatever. And so it's still your path, and it's still your path, and it's part of your path to change the perspective on that and open up more of that energy. So let yourself be guided by your feeling and not expectation, and see what happens. I feel like this is going to be a fun week. It's going to go fast, and you're not going to realize how fun it is till it gets to the end. So hold on tight. This is a lot of bigger questions and kind of opening up energy. So let yourself open up. Set those intentions. Don't force anything. Don't rush at anything. But just let it happen. Magic is happening all around you. Let it happen. Until next time, bye-bye.